Chennedy Carter is noted for her no-nonsense approach and unwavering will to achieve the greatest. Carter was not thrilled when ESPN's newest rankings put Caitlin Clark ahead of her. To understand why Carter reacted so emotionally, we need to look at what these rankings represent for a player of her quality. Carter saw being rated lower than Clark as a personal attack rather than a professional one.
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
The ESPN rankings are regarded as a measure of a player's position in the WNBA and the larger basketball world. Carter, who has always taken pleasure in her hard work and skill, felt as if she had been placed lower than a younger, less experienced athlete. Carter has always thought that her influence on the court speaks for itself, so seeing someone else ranked ahead of her, especially someone she feels hasn't encountered the same level of competition or adversity, set off an emotional response. Carter was forthright on social media. In a series of postings that immediately became viral, she voiced her amazement, irritation, and outrage. Her postings were more than just about the ranking. They were a larger criticism of what she sees as prejudice in the sports media. Carter believes that the media often misses her successes in favor of tales that do not accurately portray events on the court.
Avery doubled off to Carter. Her jumper is good. Chennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench.
Consistency was crucial to Carter's argument. She noted that although Clark has given some outstanding performances, she has also suffered substantially at times. Carter, on the other hand, views herself as someone who has consistently provided high-level performances in all settings. To her, the rating damaged not just her, but also the notion of meritocracy in athletics. Carter's response was not only about her standing, she regarded it as part of a bigger trend of disrespect toward older WNBA players. According to her, the league and its media partners often promote fresh faces and developing stars over longtime players. Carter has long been disturbed by this apparent lack of respect, and the ESPN rankings were just the boiling point. Caitlin Clark's debut in the WNBA was one of the most anticipated in recent memory. Clark was supposed to make an easy transition into the professional ranks after a brilliant collegiate career in which she outperformed her competitors. However, the truth has been far more complicated.
I think just staying confident and staying aggressive, that's what I tell myself, but I thought they played really good defense to start on us, and then when we kind of got into a flow and played a little bit more in transition, we were a lot.
Clark's WNBA debut was a microcosm of the difficulty she would experience throughout her first season. She scored 20 points in her debut game, which is a respectable total for any athlete, much alone a rookie. However, her performance was overshadowed by her 10 turnovers, the most ever by a player making their WNBA debut. This figure was a clear indication that the transition from college to professional would be more difficult than many had expected. The WNBA is a beast that is different from NCAA basketball. The speed is quicker, the players are stronger, and the defenses are more advanced. Clark, who had grown used to being the main point of her team's attack in college, found this a big adjustment. She couldn't depend just on her natural skill. She needed to learn how to play in a system where everyone on the court could take over a game. Clark's toughest problem has been dealing with the toughness of the WNBA. In college, she often had a physical edge over her opponents, which allowed her to drive to the basket and finish via contact. However, in the WNBA, she faced defenders who were at least as powerful as she was. This resulted in some difficult lessons early on, as she struggled to complete pieces that would have been simple for her in college. Clark's shot has also been erratic. While she has caught fire from beyond the arc in games, she has also been unable to purchase a bucket on certain occasions. Clark and her coaches have been frustrated by her inconsistency since they know she is capable of much more. Her troubles have been exacerbated by rival teams' focus on her as a main scoring threat, often sending double teams her way or assigning their best defender to her. Clark's decision-making abilities have also been called into question. In college, she was allowed to experiment and make high-risk, high-reward moves. In the WNBA, these identical plays often result in turnovers or poor shots. Clark has had to learn how to select her places and make better judgments with the ball, which has been an ongoing process throughout her first season. Clark has been under great strain. She came into the league with huge expectations, and every performance was evaluated. While some rookies are allowed time to learn and make errors, Clark has been expected to perform from the start. This strain strain has definitely contributed to some of her difficulties as she attempts to live up to the great expectations placed upon her. Chennedy Carter has never shied away from a challenge, and her fiery attitude has led to both success and controversy throughout her career. While her ability on the court is evident, her off-court conduct has often made headlines for the wrong reasons. Carter's off-court conduct has also been a point of contention. She has had public disagreements with teammates and coaches, resulting in bans and trades that have jeopardized her career. One of the most famous occurrences came when she was with the Atlanta Dream and was suspended indefinitely for behavior detrimental to the team. According to reports, the incident started with an argument on the bench that quickly escalated into a near physical brawl. This resulted in her eventual trade to the Los Angeles Sparks, where she intended to start anew.
Sometimes we missed a couple blockouts and missed some little things, little chippy things, loose balls. So I think that if we can just capitalize on that, run our stuff, and play defense, we'll be.
Carter's stint with the Sparks was not without its obstacles. Despite exhibiting glimpses of skill on the court, she failed to adapt to the team's scheme and was benched for bad behavior. This resulted in her departure from the club, forcing her to play a season abroad before returning to the WNBA. Carter's antics often obscured her amazing abilities. At her peak, she was one of the league's most electric players, capable of dominating a game with her scoring and playmaking talents. However, her reputation as a volatile player has made it difficult for her to establish consistency in her career. Coaches are generally wary of giving her a lengthy leash since they know her fury might flare up at any time and disrupt the team's cohesion.
Offensive rebound, Savali, and she's pretty tied up by Carter.
Many saw Carter's response to the ESPN rankings as just another illustration of her fiery disposition. However, her fans saw it as a reasonable reaction to what they saw as a regular pattern of media mistreatment. They believe that Carter has every right to be unhappy, considering her record of achievement and the challenges she has faced throughout her career. In a league as cutthroat as the WNBA, mental toughness is as vital as athletic talent. Players are continuously pushed to perform, not just by their coaches and teammates, but also by the media and spectators. This strain may be intense, particularly for younger players or those yet to establish themselves in the league. Caitlin Clark's troubles during her debut season demonstrate how the mental element of the game may influence performance. Clark, who entered the league with tremendous expectations, was under enormous pressure to live up to them. Every error was studied, and every bad performance was thoroughly investigated. This type of attention may be very tough for any player to endure, much like a rookie who is still getting used to the professional game.
Shelley almost got the steal. How about Clark?
Clark's ability to overcome her early troubles will be critical to her future in the league. Mental toughness is more than simply managing pressure. It is also about learning from errors, keeping focused, and not allowing criticism to undermine your confidence. If Clark can develop this mental resilience, she has the potential to be one of the best players in the WNBA. Chennedy Carter considers mental toughness to be both a strength and a struggle. On the one hand, her competitive nature and inability to let up have made her one of the league's most feared players. She thrives in high-pressure circumstances, typically delivering her finest performances when the stakes are highest. However, that same passion may work against her, resulting in emotional outbursts and disputes that have sometimes destroyed her career.
To be back in the WNBA, I think that Saturday I'm going to play with more energy, more tempo, and I'm for sure going to do a lot better.
Fans, commentators, and the media will keep a close eye on Chennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark as they progress in their WNBA careers. Both players have the potential to be among the league's greatest, but their paths will be determined by how they manage the next hurdles. Clark's future is also promising, but she must continue to improve her game and adapt to the demands of the professional level. Her potential is apparent, but the adjustment from college to the WNBA has shown that she still has room for improvement. If she continues to develop and learn from her experiences, she has the potential to become one of the league's best players. Both athletes have endured hurdles, but they can overcome them and succeed in the WNBA. How they react to these obstacles and continue to grow as athletes and individuals will influence their careers. The competition between Carter and Clark, whether genuine or perceived, will be one of the most intriguing themes to watch in the coming years. Both players are tremendously competitive and each has something to show. As they continue to build and perfect their games, it will be intriguing to observe how their paths cross and how they inspire one another to new heights.
Loves that Mediacom court logo on the floor.
And if Clark knocks this down, She has officially surpassed Brittany Griner.
Getting compared to some of the greatest players of all time before even stepping foot on a WNBA court has a great effect. Caitlin Clark's exceptional skill has left basketball fans in awe.
Wheeler, meanwhile, for Clark, 6 dimes and 4 steals. Clark coming off the screen. A 3, falling away. You serious, Clark? Hello from the outside for Caitlin Clark, and the 3-point stroke was tremendous. She only had 3 points total.
Her incredible shooting abilities and overall mobility have earned her comparisons to superstars like Steph Curry and Pistol Pete Maravich.
People started to realize we're really good at what we do. We're elite at what we do. So I love the energy now. Like, people are saying good hoops, and that's what it's all about. We come out here and we work hard and we play basketball at a very high level, and people are believing in it and they're trusting in it and they're investing.
Her effect is transforming women's basketball, attracting spectators, and raising revenue in a financially struggling league. Clark, like Ronda Rousey, Clark is regarded as a legend in women's MMA for her ability to fill stadiums and generate excitement.
Which makes this team really selfless. Caitlin off the curl, got hit, and has a chance to shoot 3 free throws. She was hit, but it'll be 3 free throws. Caitlin Clark is...
However, she continues to face criticism. Today, we study how Caitlin Clark solidified her status as one of the most amazing players in the WNBA by simply shutting down the league bullies.
There's been over 1,000 players who have played in the league, and she is the first to ever record a triple-dub as a rook. Going off the glass, gets the hoop, gets the harm. The Fever were down by 3, though, after the made free throws.
The WNBA has faced numerous challenges, from inadequate media attention to guaranteeing equitable treatment of its players. A new problem has just emerged, mounting hostility toward one of its most brilliant performers, Caitlin Clark.
Shade of from red to green in Boston, but it does make sense. You like Boston? There's Boston some more. How about for Clark, the first rookie and 3rd player in league history to record 3 consecutive point and assist?
Clark is special and remarkable. Her unique style and court appearance, along with her talents, help her to distinguish, but her very originality has also drawn hostile play and hatred.
Kicking it out, Evans fakes the 3, takes the 2, and knocks it down. A lot of contact from Reese on Clark underneath, no whistle. Well, not a flagrant foul, penalty 1.
Since her debut, many players have shown a will to make her WNBA journey as difficult as possible. The hatred is clear, whether using psychological techniques or physical assault.
Oh, but you can also see that being a no call. Good no call? 50-50?
50-50.
What Caitlin has done for the game in the last couple of years is fantastic. Charles Barkley said, "She is a blazing star. Her game speaks for itself, and she doesn't require words." Even with such compliments, Clark's quiet and tenacity have been greeted with growing hostility from her opponent.
Hey, history tonight, Caitlin Clark.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
Hey, she needed 8 to break the record, scored the first 8 points. Scored 49 on the night.
That's a heat check.
Extreme physical play, shoves, elbows, and full body hits has defined Caitlin Clark's debut in professional basketball. These appear driven by more hate than they are random acts of violence.
To your love for the game. I like warm chocolate chip cookies, so I guess that, making those.
Several elements fuel this hostility. First, there is jealousy. Many of Clark's contemporaries have been eclipsed by her quick ascent to popularity and drawing capacity. Their annoyance is exacerbated by her media coverage and the big sponsorship she gets. She always has a way around it.
Well, when my mom would come to my games at Iowa, like, she would always bring like a dessert or something for my teammates and the coaching staff, so we'll have to keep that going. All right, Ann Clark, if you're hearing this.
The hate also has a racial component. Some black athletes believe media attention and player popularity are allocated under a double standard. They contend that Clark would not have been as well known if she were black.
3rd in the voting last season. Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over. Now the official is...
Let's consider a particular game when these dynamics were clearly on show. There was obvious aggressiveness in a close match between Clark's Fever and Angel Reese's Chicago Sky.
Head here, and I think they're going to look at this.
to review it. The foul, I believe, to Angel Reese. Yep, across the head, and they will go to...
Chennedy Carter off-ball hip-checked Clark toward the conclusion of the third quarter. Originally labeled a basic foul, it was subsequently changed to a flagrant one.
That's all I'm thinking about. It's just a part of basketball. It is what it is. You know, she's trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And those free throws when you have to shoot them with no...
Clark stayed calm despite the harsh play and Reese's apparent celebration, which later she claimed was just supporting her friend.
And then when you get flagrant foul by Angel Reese, what's going through your mind and how you just stay within yourself to finish the game?
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws.
She hit the resultant free throw, and with a final score of 71-70, the Fever grabbed a meager win.
No, I mean, basketball's competitive. I get it. You know, sometimes your emotions get the best of you. Happened to me multiple times throughout the course of my career. People are competitive. It is what it is. You know, and she's having a tremendous...
Dealing with the event, Clark displayed sportsmanship, complimenting Carter's efforts all season and speculating she may be a 6th player of the year.
In a season, she's played great basketball. In my eyes, probably in first place for 6th player of the year. She's been great off the bench for them. I think she had, 25 here last night and really helped them win the game. So, no, and that's just not where my focus...
But Clark was tired of her WNBA colleagues always challenging her.
We just had breaking news just a few minutes ago. Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic team despite leading all rookies in points and assists. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, obviously broken news. I've got to look at the roster to see who they picked to be on.
Though resilient, Clark still has additional challenges. She will not be competing in the Olympics this summer.
On the team, but I would imagine they leaned on veterans. And while Caitlin has had an incredible season, I don't know if there's going to be a rookie on this roster. So if we look here, the biggest thing is, and I know the U.S. Women's National Team...
This choice some ascribe to an anti-Clark agenda. This exclusion is perceived as even another obstacle on her already difficult path. Clark still shows her value. Nonetheless, she shows why her exclusion is a mistake at a pivotal point in the game. She collected a pass while racing, moved around a screen, and confidently delivered a 30-foot strike. The crowd burst into applause as the ball flew toward the hoop and sunk into the goal.
Timeout, Chicago. This will be the reset timeout. And it allows Chicago to advance the basketball, I believe. We'll check here. Eric Bruton was making the signal as the reset time.
Clark answered with the same dynamic force as always. Indiana's 2nd straight victory and their first back-to-back triumph of the season came from this crucial game, which the Fever won 91-83 against the Chicago Sky. Unquestionably, Clark was the catalyst for the triumph. She made the most complete effort of her early WNBA career.
Something that Nia Coffey does well every time down the floor is tries to help the continuity of the offense. Think of assignment for Haley Jones. It's going to take a team effort to contain Clark.
Matching her whole production from the last game against the Atlanta Dream, Clark came out scorching for the Fever, hitting her first 3 shots and notching 7 points in the first quarter. Her attitude toward the Chicago Sky was clear. She was resolved to challenge her opponents in front of a vibrant audience.
Clark, but then you also have Kelsey Mitchell who gets the bucket there. Tina Charles with her second touch, and Tanisha Wright telling you it's very important.
Clark proved why she is among the top players in the league throughout the game. She stayed perfect from inside the arc, making all 7 of her 2-point shots, and showed aggressive defense, a point of criticism in her first season.
Clark, hammer.
That's right. Being reviewed for possible upgrade to a flagrant.
I think it'll be upgraded here. And, you know, she gets her really hard there.
Back to the Fever play against Sky. Reese hitting Clark on the head did not keep her down, but Clark's resiliency was evident. She recovered fast and kept leading the Fever's attack and strengthened her defensive attempts. That is how resilient Clark can be.
In the moment, in the meantime, when this game was being decided, it was Caitlin Clark knocking down big shots. She had 23 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and here she will find Melissa Smith for the dagger layup. Angel Reese had 11 points
with a game-high 23 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks to cap off the game. Clark almost triple-doubled. Her performance was vital in silencing her detractors and guaranteeing the Fever's triumph. A Chicago Sky rookie claimed the refereeing during the game had been biased against her team. "I think we went up strong a lot of times, and we didn't get a lot of calls," she said, annoyed by the irregularities and foul calls. "Looking back and watching the movie, I saw a number of unmade calls. Some, I suppose, received a unique whistle."
I'm thinking about, it's just a part of basketball. It is what it is. Trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And those free throws when you have to shoot them with nobody at the line are kind of...
By comparison, Clark's attention remained unbroken in the face of any debate over officiating. When Clark thought back on a pivotal point when she was at the free throw line.
Never wanted her to not be aggressive and take shots. I really thought when she went out in transition after that free throw, I thought she was gonna take it to the rim or pull up right there.
With 3 of their past 4 games under their belts, the Indiana Fever clearly show improvement. The coach said the club is changing and needs to be more polished, but Clark's essential contribution to this growth is indisputable.
It's good. Then Clark gonna knock down this 3. That is the 400th career point. And she is the fastest in a season to 400 points and 170.
On the field, Clark's determination and honesty are turning her into a player the WNBA has long dreaded, but now has to welcome. She keeps her composure and often surpasses her opponent's dishonest strategies. Her tenacity and ability are changing the league. Hence, she is a motivating person for both players and supporters.
Now in the 4th, only up 8. Clark turns the ball over. Copper takes it the other way. She was so good in this game. Mercury, they cut the lead to 6. And Clark?
It is rather amazing how Caitlin Clark could face and get beyond these challenges. Maintaining her honesty and concentration, she often surpasses the dishonest strategies used by her opponent. She is redefining what it means to be a WNBA star as she keeps performing, not just shutting down her bullies. Clark's humility and drive are helping her to become the WNBA she has long dreaded but must now embrace being a player. Her perseverance and ability are motivating a fresh generation of both fans and athletes as she keeps shining. Caitlin Clark is redefining what it means to be a WNBA star, not just altering the rules. The WNBA's support for Clark is evident as they recognize her potential to change the league's dynamics. Her influence extends beyond the court, inspiring young girls to take up basketball and pursue their dreams. Clark's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and determination. Despite the challenges she faces, she continues to rise above, proving her critics wrong and setting new standards for excellence in women's basketball. Her story is one of inspiration and triumph. It serves as a reminder that greatness is not just about talent, but also about the courage to face adversity and the strength to overcome it. Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. Her presence brings excitement and energy to the games, drawing in fans and increasing the league's visibility. She is a true game changer, and her influence will be felt for years to come. As she continues to excel, Clark's legacy will be defined by her ability to inspire and uplift those around her. She is not just a star player, but a role model and a beacon of hope for aspiring athletes everywhere. The WNBA is fortunate to have a player of Clark's caliber. Her contributions to the game go beyond her impressive statistics. She embodies the spirit of perseverance and dedication that defines true champions. Clark's journey is far from over. With each game, she continues to push the boundaries of what is possible, proving that she is a force to be reckoned with in the world of basketball. Her story is a powerful reminder of the impact one person can have on an entire league. Clark's presence in the WNBA is a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and unwavering belief in oneself. As she continues to break barriers and set new standards, Clark's influence will extend beyond the WNBA. She is a trailblazer, paving the way for future generations of female athletes. Clark's journey is a story of triumph over adversity, a tale of perseverance, and a testament to the power of believing in oneself. She is a true inspiration, and her impact on the game of basketball will be felt for years to come. The WNBA is on the brink of a new era, one defined by the brilliance and determination of players like Caitlin Clark. Her influence is transforming the league, bringing in new fans, and raising the bar for excellence. Clark's story is a reminder that greatness is not just about talent, but also about the courage to face challenges head on and the strength to overcome them. She is redefining what it means to be a star in the WNBA, and her legacy will be one of inspiration and triumph. As she continues to shine, Clark's impact on the WNBA will only grow. Her journey is a testament to the power of hard work, dedication, and unwavering belief in oneself. She is a true champion, and her influence will be felt for years to come. Like and subscribe, and then have a look at videos on this channel to learn more about Caitlin Clark's game-changing efforts and the reason she is precisely what the league needs.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark.
How Caitlin Clark has taken the league by storm, leaving seasoned players like Aja Wilson in awe. This story isn't just about basketball, it's about the change one player can bring to an entire league.
University of Iowa.
The Las Vegas Aces recently made a major choice to move their game against the Indiana Fever to the T-Mobile Arena.
John and Jacqueline, you know it's a massive game when the venue gets upgraded from Michelob Ultra Arena to T-Mobile Arena, and it's still sold out. Fans filing in as we speak with their signs for...
This move boosted the sitting capacity from 12,000 to 18,000. Why? Because of Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin, a big Hawkeye fan base here in attendance. But as for the Aces, they are rolling right now, riding a 4-game win streak, and it's no coincidence.
The rookie star from the Fever has been drawing enormous attention and people wherever she goes.
Our Las Vegas Aces are calling T-Mobile Arena home this evening. The venue is completely sold out. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are back in town.
It is a hot ticket, and that's where we find Fox.
Tickets for this game are going like hotcakes. Prices are rising, with the smallest tickets costing $95 and some hitting over $1,000.
There's been so much talk this season about the young talent coming in this year. From your standpoint, Asia, what do you think's been the best part of this particular WNBA season thus far?
This is a sharp difference to the normal $20 ticket price for Aces games. Remarkably, ticket sales for this regular season game have doubled compared to the WNBA playoffs games held in Las Vegas.
The energy. I feel like the energy is good. It's a good vibe. It's a good feel. People are really just coming to see the product on the floor. I think it kind of a little too gossipy in the beginning.
Caitlin Clark's influence is not just limited to her excellent performance on the court. She's changing the WNBA, drawing more fans, more media attention, and more income.
But then it started to fizzle out because people started to realize we're really good at what we do. We're elite at what we do. So I love the energy now. Like, people are saying good hoops, and that's what it's all about. We come out here and we work hard and we play basketball at a very high level.
Even Aja Wilson, the star of the Las Vegas Aces, has noted the oddity of such a shift, saying that WNBA teams rarely play in such big venues.
And people are believing in it, and they're trusting in it, and they're investing in it. So I think that's the energy that we're feeling right now.
You know, energy is a great word when you think about Las Vegas. I go there often, Asia, for work, and it's one of my favorite cities because of that energy.
The Caitlin Clark effect is real. It's not just the people who are noticing it. The players are too. They have a level of energy and attention that many have never seen before in the WNBA. And the most surprising part, this is just the beginning of Clark's time in the league.
You've now been there for 6 years. And I got to ask you about something that goes all the way back to October, I believe it was last year. You finally got to see Usher, his residency there in Las Vegas.
Imagine the possibility she holds for the future. This move to bigger stadiums isn't just happening in Las Vegas. Other teams are also moving their games to meet the growing number of fans wanting to see Clark in action. Her appearance is raising the image of the WNBA, bringing in new fans and making people pay attention like never before.
8,000 fans here, and a lot of them here to see you know who, the former Iowa player, now Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark. Where are you from?
St. George, Utah.
The T-Mobile Arena, with its 18,000 seats, is nearly sold out for the game against the Indiana Fever.
Are you an Indiana Fever fan, an Iowa fan, or
where? I watched it when I was in college in Boston, watched it was in Iowa.
And you're okay, you probably provided the fuel to get her here, huh?
Yeah.
This shows just how much of an effect Caitlin is making. She needs to play better.
Whoa, you came from Canada to...
Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, Canada.
That's a long walk.
We drove 23 hours.
Whoa, hold on a second. 2C, I'm going to guess. Let me guess.
She's drawing record crowds, and it's not just in Las Vegas. Wherever the Fever plays, stadiums are filling up.
As the #1 draft pick for the WNBA this week as she signed on with Indiana. She made history this past year as college basketball's all-time leading scorer.
Clark's impact goes beyond just boosting ticket sales. She's driving up prices significantly.
She's already been selling out arenas this past year, and her team's national championship game drew in more viewers than the men's title game for the first time ever. Dallas Wings president and CEO Greg Bibb knew this, and he says,
a normal Aces game might cost around $20 per ticket, but a game starring Clark is driving prices to rise.
Every ticket sales metric that you could imagine was established last year, and we will crush all of those high water marks this summer.
The excitement surrounding Clark's games is unusual in the WNBA's history.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Now, whatever you want to call it, Sunday's game is breaking records for WNBA ticket prices. The first two games between these two clubs were very close, very physical affairs.
Even ESPN has noticed a rise in the number of viewers when Clark plays.
One big focus for the Sky in today's game, fourth quarter ball movement and defensive execution. And there's ample room for improvement on that front.
For example, the Indiana Fever versus Phoenix Mercury game averaged 1.9 million watchers and peaked at 2.7 million. This is a 462% rise from the previous season. Clark is not just a player, she's an icon, a driver for the WNBA's growth.
Coming into the professional, and I just think her style of play resonates with the big basketball fan, the big game fan. Because in sports, as you know, Stephen A., you need household names.
Her ability to draw people and attention is proof of her charm and skill. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has praised Clark's part in improving the league.
There's rivalries and games of consequence, and obviously March Madness had all of that, and we're hoping certainly replicate it. Now we have a 40-game season, so not every game you might call a game of consequence, but we're really excited for what.
However, with all this fame comes huge pressure. Clark is not just a college star anymore. She's now at the center of attention in the WNBA.
For Kathy, I know it was two players, but you had Bird and Magic in 1979. Bird goes to Boston, Magic goes to LA. Highest rated college basketball game of all time. NBA was really struggling.
Every game is a test of her skills. The Las Vegas Aces, the current WNBA winners, have experienced and skilled players like Aja Wilson. How Clark tackles this level of competition will be important. Teams are creating special tactics to control her, and Clark will need to adjust.
Up by 3 at the half, she would come back in the second half. And again, Drea, she looked very good.
Yeah, great sign for Caitlin. Again, reading the defense well here with the hesitation and then exploding to the rim. I thought she did a much better job getting in the paint this game also.
Consistency is another problem. The WNBA season is long and grueling. Maintaining her excellent level of play throughout the season will be a major test for Clark.
Caitlin 1 and the Indiana Fever 2 because they are starting to play and know where she is on the floor. That drop-off pass from Erica Wheeler was beautiful.
And then she takes it strong there. She had 17 points.
Moreover, the race for Rookie of the Year adds another layer of pressure. Every game counts, and the battle is fierce.
Inbounding with one last chance, 11 seconds to go. Oh, and Aaliyah Boston just can't quite get it.
Despite these difficulties, Clark's effect on the game is clear.
Let me just say this. The Indiana Fever will be a problem. Maybe not this season, but in seasons to come. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell.
She's not just a bright newbie. She's a changing force. Professional women's basketball is getting a new boost from her appearance, which is bringing in high numbers and making news.
That dynamic duo, the speed that Kelsey Mitchell has on the floor, those two are a major threat. So I'm excited for what the Indiana Fever have brought to the game. Think about the first time they played the Connecticut Sun.
For sports fans, every game is a chance to see something amazing. Clark always amazes everyone, whether he's breaking a record or making a play that stops everyone in their tracks. The best part? This is just the start of her career. Clark is making new players, and fans want to follow in his footsteps. Fans all over the country are young women who see her rule the WNBA and think that they can do the same. There are limits to what she can do in women's basketball, and she's setting new standards.
She is that dynamic as a player, and Bird and Magic, same thing, say 50 years ago. How about that? Let me hear.
Absolutely. I mean, Bird Magic, I'm a big studier of history, a big rivalry coming out of college.
Clark's effect will only grow as she learns more and more as a professional player. The future of the WNBA looks bright with her in it. Not only do her efforts help her win games, but they also motivate fans and shift how people think about women's basketball. However, the road ahead has its challenges. The racism and prejudice within the WNBA are still widespread. Clark's successes are sometimes overwhelmed by unfair attacks. For instance, in talks about the Rookie of the Year award, some experts still need to name her despite her excellent performance.
Glue of the team, the mother hen as they've called her.
Caitlin Clark hits the three-pointer, and Clark makes history once again.
This attitude is sad and shows the problems Clark faces off the court.
No one in the history of the sport has hit more threes in a season than Clark has this year.
Despite this, she stays focused and lets her accomplishments speak for themselves. Her commitment to the game and her team is clear in every match she plays.
I'm sure the only people that view this as a rivalry is all of you. Like, for us, like, it's just a game of basketball. Like, that's what it is, and if it's going to help move the game forward, absolutely. Like, that's amazing.
Clark's ability to handle pressure and criticism with ease is what sets her apart. She's not just playing for herself, she's playing for the fans, for her team, and the future of the WNBA. Her story is one of determination and success. As fans, we should enjoy her successes and continue to support her journey. The WNBA is changing, and players like Caitlin Clark are at the center of this change. Her influence is not just counted in points or assists, but in the motivation she gives to countless others. Even Aja Wilson, a seasoned player and a star in her own right, has voiced her surprise and respect for Clark. Wilson's praise speaks volumes about Clark's amazing ability and the respect she gets from her peers. It's not every day that a rookie garners such high praise from experienced stars.
Talent coming in this year. From your standpoint, Asia, what do you think's been the best part of this particular WNBA season thus far?
Wilson has been quoted saying that Clark's ability to draw such big groups and attention is unlike anything she's seen before. This praise from a top player in the league shows the big impact Clark is making. It's not just about her skills, it's about her power to change the game.
You know, there's no grudges, there's nothing like that. It's a sport, it's competitive. It's not gonna be nice all the time. That's not what basketball is, and I think people that play that at the highest level understand that.
Clark's flexibility on the floor is a key factor in her success. Whether it's her sharp shooting from beyond the line, her smooth passing, or her defensive ability, she brings a full package to the game. This diverse ability makes her a dangerous opponent and a joy to watch. Her work attitude is another feature that sets her apart. Clark's dedication to improving her game is obvious in every drill and every match. She's constantly looking for ways to enhance her performance and add more to her team's success. This devotion is what makes her a great player. Off the court, Clark is also making a difference. She's connecting with friends, joining in neighborhood events, and using her platform to inspire others. Her humility and approachability connect her to fans and make her a role model for young players everywhere.
Here's a fall through, looking to drive it again. Needs help this time. Flings it out. Clark open three is good.
Clark's road to the WNBA has been marked by hard work and determination. From her college days, where she made a name for herself with her excellent play, to her professional start, she's been a force to be reckoned with. Her rise to fame is a testament to her ability and drive. As the WNBA season progresses, all eyes will be on Clark to see how she continues to perform. The pressure is great, but if her past achievements are any sign, she's more than capable of rising to the moment. Her ability to stay focused and deliver under pressure will be important. Clark's presence in the league is also helpful for her partners. Playing alongside someone of her caliber improves everyone's level of play. Her teammates are inspired to match her energy and skill, leading to a more competitive and exciting game. Clark's public coverage is also a boon for the WNBA. Increased coverage means more exposure for the league and its stars. This can lead to more partnerships, better television deals, and eventually a stronger league. The greater interest also brings more investigation. Clark will have to manage the stresses of being in the news, facing media questions, and controlling her public image. It's a lot to handle for a young player, but Clark's age and poise suggest she's up to the job. Clark's ability to connect with people is one of her most charming traits. She knows the value of interacting with her fans and makes an effort to communicate with them. This link is what builds a loyal following and provides long-term support. As Clark continues to make news and break records, it's important to remember the wider effect she's having on the WNBA. She's not just a player, she's a leader, paving the way for future waves of female sports. Her impact goes beyond the court. She's pushing assumptions, breaking down barriers, and showing that women's basketball is just as exciting and tough as men's. This is a major change and one that will have long-term effects on the sport. For young girls watching her play, Clark is a source of motivation. She's proof that with hard work and commitment, they too can achieve their dreams. This motivation is perhaps her biggest gift to the game and society. So keep an eye on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Every game is a chance to watch history in the making. Subscribe to our feed for more information and stay tuned as we follow her amazing journey in the WNBA. With Caitlin Clark on the court, the WNBA will never be the same. Her story is just starting, and we can't wait to see what she accomplishes next.